presenting for you the Green Team, and the executive for the account on Green Team is Mariah Smith, but Ryan Wilson, I understand, is going to kick off the presentation. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Ryan.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are the Green Team, and this is our campaign plan. We have Mariah Smith as our account executive.
Hi.
Myself, Ryan Wilson, as the research director, and Courtney Rutledge is our creative director.
Hi.
So now we're going to go ahead and get into the problem statement. And for our problem, Camp Tyler has had a 50-year relationship with Tyler Independent School District. TISD utilized CT grounds and in return were responsible for all maintenance and utilities. In 2008, TISD relinquished its exclusive rights and monetary support, which resulted in financial loss for Camp Tyler. Since Camp Tyler lost its sustaining income and its fiduciary relationship with TISD, the community of East Texas is not aware of how they can get involved with Camp Tyler. Some generations do not hold the same passion for Camp Tyler as the baby boomer generation does. The baby boomer generation is the generation that founded Camp Tyler. Without an experience like Camp Tyler, the East Texas community will suffer. Future generations could lose touch with nature and their overall appreciation for the planet that they live on. The consequences could be substantial. Public relations action is required. So now let's get into the situation analysis itself. Camp Tyler's mission is dedicated to educating critical thinking skills by using nature. The average American child is said to spend 4 to 7 minutes a day outdoors and over 7 hours a day indoors in front of a screen. Nature deficit disorder, named by Richard Louv, is essentially whenever a child gets so far disconnected from nature that they lose touch with reality. CDC statistics, suicide rate among teens from 2010 to 2015 increased by 31% and depression increased by 33%. Most donations come from older generation, primarily the baby boomer generation, as again, they have a better connection with Camp Tyler. Millennials, prone to give causes that use GoFundMe. They usually like to have something they're familiar with, as is GoFundMe is a very popular thing amongst our generation and the older generation, millennials. Since TISD disconnected, the community of East Texas is not aware how to get involved with Camp Tyler. In general sense, they hardly even know what Camp Tyler is. If Camp Tyler continues on this route, it will eventually shut down due to lack of community support and funds. So here's our goal. Our goal is for Camp Tyler to be recognized in East Texas as a multifaceted organization creating new experiences for the community as a whole. Our focus publics are mothers, specifically women ranging from 30 to 45, volunteers from the Generation Z, alumni, which we have split into 2 different objectives, being alumni, the volunteers version, and alumni donors, and the media. So first we have mothers ranging from 30 to 45. They are able to view the benefits of Camp Tyler as helpful, life-saving, and educating to their children and want to enroll them. Generally, mothers think of their children first. They want to know the benefits of Camp Tyler in the sense of what it can do for their children. But they are not aware of the key benefits currently. Our next focus public is Gen Z, the volunteers. Volunteers are a focus public because they are necessary in order to keep Camp Tyler running for years to come. Baby boomer generation is getting older and older as we speak. Eventually, newer generations are going to have to come in and take care of Camp Tyler if Camp Tyler wishes to sustain its income and keep its benefit for the community. Camp Tyler thrives on volunteer work and donations. Volunteers can help ensure that Camp Tyler is well maintained and running smoothly for many years to come. Alumni. Alumni have an emotional connection with Camp Tyler and are willing to donate and volunteer for the camp. This is because they've already been to Camp Tyler. They've experienced what all Camp Tyler has to offer. And they want to be able to fight for Camp Tyler and to stay open by donating. They want to be able to sustain it. It also impacts lives and has a positive perspective of it, which means that they will want to volunteer when needed. And then finally, we have the media. And the media is generally unaware of Camp Tyler. In order to reach this audience, we must create newsworthy material so that traditional media, such as radio stations and newspapers, want to publicize Camp Tyler. And now I'm going to turn it over to Courtney Rutledge. Or Mariah Smith, sorry.
No, you're good. You're fine. Okay, so now we're going to go into the objectives now. And our first objective is going to be about the mothers. Ryan, you're good. Can you switch it, please? Thank you, kind gentlemen. Okay, so our first objective is going to be focused on the mothers, the women ranging from 30 to 45. And our objective for this focus public is to persuade mothers, women ranging from 30 to 45, about the importance of an outdoor education and experience so that they will sign their children up for the outdoor programs at Camp Tyler. As Ryan mentioned, they are a very essential focus public for this campaign plan, mainly because they can empathize with Camp Tyler on their mission, wanting to give children the outdoor experience that, they well deserve. Our strategy for this objective is inviting mothers to attend conferences held on several dates. These are the meet and greets, which will go more into depth on our tools and activities slide. And our strategy is also to communicate the importance of having children outdoors. It can be said to be very dangerous, as Ryan said about the CDC statistics. From 2010 to 2015, suicide ratings for teens went up 31%, and for depression, teens had voted that they had felt more depression-like symptoms and all that. That went up about 33%. Next slide, please. Okay, so our tools and activities for this objective. So we say that conducting 3 meet and greets followed by Q&As. This allows the parents and the guardians to, meet the leaders of Camp Tyler. They're able to see who they are, what you're about, and then the Q&A is just kind of like, any further questions. And then before the meet and greets, we have creating survey polls through social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, mainly towards Facebook, I would say, because it's a very, very big platform that a lot of older generations like to use. I like to use it myself. Pretty old, I guess you could say. But these survey polls would be able to give the statistics for parents to view, hey, the suicide ratings are going up each and every year. Through 2010 and 2015, it went up 33%. No bueno. And then we have another activity, which is conduct a family carnival. This will be totally free for families and stuff to come in. This is for the parents and stuff to actually view the grounds. Perhaps not all the grounds, but the grounds to where, as Ryan said, they want to protect their children. They had to make sure their children are going to be okay in this facility. And then we actually have one of our tools right here this is a flyer/poster that we can go more into depth in our book about, but we gave you an example right here. And then our last tool and activity for this objective is to create a profile or portfolio through social media platforms. And we actually have a tool for that, which we'll show you in the book, but this is just to show off the events that Camp Tyler hosts, such as weddings, different activities for the children, and so on and so forth. And then our evaluation for this objective. So the evaluation for this objective is going to be based on feedback from survey polls, attendance ratings at meet and greets and carnivals. And we just gave a few examples of our performance and effectiveness. These aren't all of them. Like I said, when we show the book, we'll go more in depth about them. But we have, record how many participants took the surveys and polls and compare responses with each question. Basically, we want the mothers and, the parents and the guardians to be surprised by the answers, because they think everything's honky-dory. I mean, majority. And then record attendance at meet and greets meetings. And then our effectiveness, we have a couple, did at least 25 guests show up to each meet and greet, and did at least 20 guests show up for Q&A sessions.
Okay, so for objective 2, our focus publics was volunteers, specifically Generation Z. We want to complete We want to provide complete and accurate information about the volunteer opportunities and benefits at Camp Tyler to the potential volunteers so that they decide to volunteer. We will accomplish this by creating partnerships with local volunteer groups such as university internship organizations, as well as local justice systems for community service workers. And we'll do this by, you can go to the next. So we'll do this by emailing university internship coordinators in order to set up meetings and where we would discuss becoming a primary option for volunteer hours within Smith County. We'll also email local justice systems in order to set up meetings where we would discuss becoming an option for community service hours. We'll post volunteer needed flyers, and we will create a sponsor spotlight on our social media platforms. So for the evaluation for Objective 2, we will keep records of how many people contacted Camp Tyler and whether there was an increase or decrease over time, and what efforts worked best. And to measure the effectiveness, was there an increase in interest in volunteering over the 6 months? And was there an increase in volunteers over the 6 months?
Okay, so our third objective is towards the alumni, specifically the donors. And the objective for this is to maintain a positive relationship with alumni donors so that they are willing to donate. And we want to do this by hosting a masquerade party, which we're hoping turns into an annual event for the alumni. This will be an event to basically show off the alumni. You know, we are appreciative that you came and stayed here for so long. You came and attended Camp Tyler. You came here for as many years. We want to show our appreciation. So we actually have one of our tools for this activity, and it is an e-invite to send to alumni to inform them about the masquerade party, you know, food and drinks provided. And it's a really cool idea. So we're hoping that Camp Tyler wants to be able to utilize this event as an annual event. And then next slide, please. And then our evaluation for this objective, success will be determined formally and informally by attendance at the party, survey results, questions and answers that were asked. And then we have a couple of the performance and effectiveness here, keep an official record of the amount of money donated, record those who attended the party, and then some of the effectiveness is that at least 20 alumni show up to the party, and plus the masquerade party will also have an auction towards the middle to the end of it. So one of the effectiveness questions will be, was at least $10,000 donated towards the auction?
Next, we have Objective 4, which is our alumni volunteers. And once again, this objective is to maintain a positive relationship with alumni volunteers. And to do this, here's part of our tools and activities. The first one is going to be a luncheon and a Twitter poll for those who are attending the luncheon. And this all kind of plays into itself. As you can see here, we have a t-shirt that says happy to be a Camp Tyler volunteer. These will be passed out at the luncheon. The Twitter poll will feature choices for the luncheon's main course. Like if any of you are familiar with Twitter, there'd be like 3 options. And we'll show you more of that when we get to our actual tools and activity slide on our book. So the evaluation for Objective 4, for the performance, we're going to keep a record of those that attended the luncheon and how much money was spent for supplies and food. We're also going to record those who attended the luncheon and compare the attendance percentage at the next luncheon. As Mariah stated previously, we hope that these become regular events. So we want to measure our own success by the success of these events. For the effectiveness, did at least 25 people show up to the luncheon? And did at least 50% of the attendees sign up to volunteer?
So for Objective 5, we are wanting to provide newsworthy information to local media outlets in order for them to report on Camp Tyler. You can go to the next one. So we'll accomplish this by rebranding Camp Tyler. We think that if they had a simpler, more eye-catching logo, that the younger generations would be more likely to want to know more information about Camp Tyler. We will also create a radio ad, rent billboards throughout Smith County, place newspaper ads in the Tyler Morning Telegraph, create a Google Ads account. This is an example of a billboard and what we would want our Instagram page to look like for Camp Tyler. And you can go to the next one. So we will evaluate objective 5 by recording information over 6 months about how individuals have heard about Camp Tyler, and based on the information reported, which ads were the most effective and which were the least effective, to know which ones they want to continue with throughout time.
So this is our timeline, and we're just going to briefly skim through it. So we have several months and days and everything listed out to where everything follows up nicely, and this will be more included on our final plans book. We also have a budget. As you can see here, we calculated for Dr. Matthews and for all of ourselves to kind of include everything. And then this is a bit more of our prices and stuff like that. And we just want to restate that our goal is for Camp Tyler to be recognized in East Texas as a multi-faceted organization, creating experiences for the community as a whole. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Now we're going to do the...
Yes. Now, do you want me to get to the book, Dr. Matthews? Let me
Yeah,
get that
go ahead.
for you.
Let's go to the book.
Okay, 1 second. If anyone's looking for some happiness, there you go. You're welcome. I'll give y'all that one. Oh, now I don't know how to get back. Never mind, found it. Okay. All right. So this is our book. Can you see me, Dr. Matthews?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can. Okay, sorry, just had to recheck. So here is our book, and we're just gonna go through it. Table of contents. Here we are. Then our cover letter, thanking you and Miss Erin for y'all's cooperation. Our problem statement. Our situation analysis. Here we are. And then our goal. Here are focus publics more in depth. You can see how the mothers aren't aware of the key benefits. They can empathize with Camp Tyler. Why Gen Z is most important with the volunteers, alumni in general, and the media. Here are our objectives. We have it sectioned off from action, target, result, objective, measurement. And our strategy more in depth. Here are our proposals for our tools and activities for objective 1. Same thing for objective 2, strategy, our proposals, as well for objective 3. Here's our alumni. Here's our media. And then here are our evaluations more in depth. As you can see, majority of our periods are a 3 to 6 month period on evaluating, how effective a lot of our tools and activities work. And like we'll go more in depth about that on our timeline, our performance. Had a lot of performance. Here's more of them. Monitor within a 3 to 6 month period. The poster and flyers, where to put them and when to distribute them or hang them. The effectiveness, we have quite a few of them. Same thing for evaluation for objective 2. As well for objective 3, the alumni, the donors part. And then our alumni, the volunteers. As well as for the evaluation for objective 5. Okay, and so here's our timeline. And as you can see, we have it distributed month 1, day 1. Month 1, day 1 through 3. Same thing basically, but just 2 different things that we want you to do within, or that we feel should be done within, 2-3 day period. So like I said, we have it, so we actually have all of this within a 6 month period to accomplish a lot of the things. The 6 month period is mainly just to review everything and kind of compare and contrast what worked, what didn't. And then here's our budget, all right there for you. And then our appendix, here's our objectives. Here is the Q&A sheet that at the meet and greet that will be handed out. And just in case if there's any other questions further than the Q&A, then that's when, the guardians can stay after the meet and greet to ask more questions. So here's just a glimpse of that. And here's the materials needed for the objective 1, tool 1. Okay, and here's our Twitter poll for the first objective, right there. Okay, and here's the poster / flyer and everything that you'll need to accomplish that flyer. Okay, the materials needed for the carnival, it's quite a lot, but we got a lot of stuff done, a lot of stuff research done for you guys. So we're pretty confident that this one could be a great turnout for you guys. And then here is the portfolios. I was talking about the cabins, the campgrounds, summer camps, the weddings, the animals, you know, the different events to show people, and like a portfolio to show what Camp Tyler is really about. Here's the email to the universities for our objective 2. Here's also one to the local justice systems. And then here's actually a flyer to put on the bulletins and stuff for volunteers, and this one's pretty cool. I enjoyed doing that. Okay, and our objective 2, strategy 4, the social medias. Here we actually, Courtney provided the steps on how to do the volunteer match and all that, which is pretty freaking awesome. It gives you how much it is a month and all that. Okay, I'm just gonna skim through these. That's the sponsor spotlight. Here's the e-invite that we already showed you. If you want a little more close of depth, gives the times and all that. And then here's the shirt, the link, how much everything is, all that good jazz for the Camp Tyler volunteers. Here is the Twitter poll that Ryan was talking about for the volunteers, for the alumni volunteers in specific. And then here is our media. And here is a radio script for an ad to be ran through the radio. Here I know Courtney showed these just to spice it up, rebrand Camp Tyler. And then here are the steps to create a Google ad, which is one of our tools and tactics that Courtney so lovely demonstrated. And that is our book.
Thank you. Very nice.